Okay, everyone, for the first time in NEF1 history, it is time to go racing with Formula 2 cars. Hello, everyone, and welcome to round one of NEF1 Goes Formula 2 in 2026. The first round of 6 weeks of competitive racing action, 12 races in total, divided by 2 races every single week. Makes 6 weeks. We are starting around Brazil and Saudi Arabia here tonight for what we hope will be an entertaining first round of this championship and this title fight to crown our first ever Formula 2 champion. We are just waiting. It'll be a bit of a different format than we never tried before in NEF1 this, where we'll be doing a one-shot qualifying followed by a 50% feature race. Then we'll let the lobby expire and go again in the next one. So 2 qualifying sessions, very, very short ones, and 2 Grand Prix will be carried out. So we've got a little bit of a waiting period before we get qualifying underway here. So then, if anyone has any predictions so far, it'll be very, very hard to predict this championship, but please leave them in the comment section down below as well. It'll be interesting to see what everyone thinks. As for what I think is going to be difficult to do commentary on, if someone has readied up this session prematurely, no one else do so, it'll be a qualifying ban for whomever triggered this. So, that is a slam dunk penalty coming on to whomever did so. But then we'll be getting one-shot qualifying in Brazil underway any moment. What is going to be a very, very difficult session to do commentary on, but we're going to give it our absolute best. As here we go right now. Tess on P1, Luna on P1 going through the first corner. We're on board with Squidge. We're just going to let this settle after the first couple of corners. Squidge with a good exit coming out of turn 2, and he is on provisional pole position coming out of the first couple of corners. In the sector 1 split, Squidge leads the wave, and he is followed by Matty Adam and SSR Halo. He's had a good session so far. ABT out of qualifying here early with track limits. Luna down in P16. 1980s Wildcat 15th has not had a good first sector. Reigning champion Tess down in P12. Squidge at the moment is the driver on pole position. What has happened to Luna? See if we can catch a glimpse of it. Just a bad first sector in that Trident that we're expecting to see at the sharp end of the field with Matty Adam. Halo now in P2. What'll be a brilliant qualifying position for him. Matty Adam in P3. Mr. Wilco in P4. Noah in 5th place. Matty Adam moving ahead of Halo there into the final corner. Halo just getting back on the exit now. It's a straight drag race. 2v line. It is most likely going to be Squidge 2017 on pole position here for the first NEF1 race in Formula 2 cars, and it's very close. And Halo just, I believe, got P2 there in the end ahead of Matty Adam in P3. But wow and oh my goodness, was that close. In the end, 26 thousandths of a second separate P1 from P2, and Matty in P3, 73 thousandths behind Squidge. This is going to be one fun season indeed. Mr. Wilco in 4th, Noah in 5th, I was in 6th, the fastest of the VAR cars. Tiger Octaf in the Campos, followed by Djokovic in the Rodin, Kit in the Prema, and Tess in that VAR. Ray just outside the top 10 in the Dams, followed by Mac's Wigan, 1980s Wildcat, Yeatmek's new driver for MP Motorsport, Luna and the Trident. Nafat 3 BT wasn't able to get a time in, unfortunately. As I believe we have found the responsible party for the little ready up earlier as well, but that'll be handled after the race. Now then, we're going to a quick little break as well to let everyone adjust their strategy before we get the race underway. But we have the starting grid then. Has been all set to go. It's Squidge on pole position, followed by Halo and Matty Adam. It's a quick qualifying session. It's hard to do commentary on, so I do forgive the formatting of it. Unfortunately, any other qualifying session with these Formula 2 cars is an absolute disaster. So I'm just dealing with a couple of things off the screen, so apologize for the noise in the background. So then, this is going to be very, very interesting as well. Looking at the tire strategies, as you can see on your screen there, quite a big divide between the entire field. So, we'll wait and see what that comes to. As there we go, the ready up has been given. We'll be going racing with these Formula 2 cars for the first time in NEF1 history very, very shortly. We have the AIX on pole, followed by the Dams, I believe, of Hazar Halo and the Trident of Matty Adam. And I'm going to get these team names all sorts of wrong throughout this season, probably this night, absolutely. So I do apologise in advance. It won't be the best bit of commentary you've ever had, but you'll just have to live with it for these next couple of weeks until we get back in the Formula 1 cars and a little bit more normality. However, no battery, no nothing, no nonsense like that. It is pure racing with these turbo-powered little go-karts, basically. Squidge then leads the way on the formation lap from SR Halo in second, Matty Adam in third, followed by Mr. Wilco and Noah. We're going to get these tyre strategies up for you to just check a little bit. Squidge and SR Halo going on the softs versus everyone else almost down to P8 going onto the medium tyres. Then softs for Kit, Tess, Ray, Mackers. Mediums on for Wigan 71 in the MP Motorsport car, followed by 1980s Wildcat in the high-tech. Yeetmex in the other MP on softs. Then it's Trident of Luna with medium tyres on. A33 beating that ART with medium tyres. He'll have to do bits here in order to secure himself a good result. It could prove tricky. We'll wait and see what goes on here. So then, as we're coming up to the end of the formation lap, I don't think anyone really knows what to expect. We've done quite a bit of racing in these cars, but we haven't done any racing of the sort with 17 people in. The 20-lap race, there's one pit stop that needs to be executed. Apparently you can't do that pit stop under a virtual safety car as well, is something I've been told. I'm hoping that information is accurate. Squidge parking it on the front row of the grid there in the AIX alongside the Dams of SR Halo, Trident, AIX and Invicta of Noah ahead of the VAR of iWatts as we are just set to get going here. The Campos Red Bull livery of Tiger Octave there looking lovely in the background. But it is time to get this Formula 2 season off and going. NEF1 is back. We go racing here around the brilliant circuit in Brazil. Squidge 2017 gets a very, very good start. Matty Adam straight around the outside of Halo into the first corner. The braking zone that is so tricky to get right, but it looks like everyone has had a good run through. No massive changes. iWatts though has had a good start. He is up into P2 and is crucial in these cars to not let anyone drift away far too much. But right now the order of business is Squidge in the AIX with a good start, followed by the Trident of Matty Adam and SR Halo in the Dams. VAR of iWatts is up there as well, and Wigan in the MP cars had a problem. Down for positions 2.7 seconds. That could be the end of his night. Mr. Wilco down the inside of Noah and the Invicta into the second sector. That's a nice tidy little move that as well. So then now having to go defensive as well. There's a little opportunity into this braking zone for you to be able to just chuck it down the inside if you're careful. Noah though struggling with the traction on the exit, and that's going to invite Djokovic into the conversation in that Zane Maloney road in motorsport. the black and green of the Sauber a couple of seasons back. We are using the 24 cars for easier identification, is worth mentioning. But then, NEF1 Formula 2 has gotten underway. Now Yeatmex is on the back of Macca's. Yeatmex, welcome to the league as well. Debut race here in the MP Motorsport cars. Is going to chuck it down the inside of Macca's. No, not able to do so on the brakes. Might just open up a gap down the inside into the second corner, though. Not quite the case. Yeatmex having to follow Macca's around for at least another couple of 100 meters down into this next braking zone. DRS has been enabled, and now are we going to see the DRS train of a century, or is this going to break up the battles a little bit and give us some very, very feisty racing action? So I believe Wiggins had yet another problem down in P17, maybe with kit there by the look of things, but I'm not quite sure, so I don't want to comment too much on it as of yet. As Tiger Octave then very much on the hunt for Noah 48 in P7. Djokovic is having a decent race up in P6, but the battle out front is AIX versus Trident. Halo very much involved in it as well. The gap is 0.6 of a second, which could be overtaking Window with the RS down this main straight. We'll see what the closing speed is here. And the closing speed towards the end of the straight usually picks up quite a significant amount. Matty sticking to the outside. He's quite a bit better on the braking in the initial phase than Squidge. Squidge better on the exit though. And now is Matty going to be able to try to force his way by in these cars that are a bit more raceable than the Formula 1 cars? Or is Squidge just going to be able to hang on to this position? Squidge just a bit too far ahead into the braking zone on the third lap out of 20. So it's quite a long race this. We'll wait and see what goes on. As we are on board with Mr. Wilco in the second AIX hunting down IWATS. There's a little bit of a gap down to Djokovic, where Noah and Tiger Octave, I'm sure, will be ready to pounce relatively soon. Tess in P9 as well, not quite getting to grips with these cars as of yet. He is just leading Ray W25 in P10 and Max in P11. Yeatmex haven't been able to clear that Campos as of yet. As here we go, then a bit closer for Matty Adam this time around. Is it going to be able to get the job done with DRS? Rounds the outside into the first corner, and he should get that move done in the braking. Both the cars lock up. Matty goes a little bit deep. Is that going to invite a battle into the second corner as well? And who's going to have the DRS going into that second braking zone of the circuit? I believe Squidge is just going to be able to come back if Matty Adam here. Does this invite Halo into the conversation? No, it doesn't, but the AIX is back ahead. We've had a problem for Luna as well, going around the first couple of corners. She's now down in P16 as Matty pulls out, trying to do something a bit different in terms of racing line to Squidge. But the one-time champion holds the position. Both one-time champions, actually, both Squidge and Matty. Squidge, obviously, relatively recently. As Halo now well and truly involved in the conversation for lead of this race as well. Still chasing his first race win is Halo. Will it come in terms of Formula 2 and in the dams? We'll wait and see. The interval between Squidge and Matty now 0.3 of a second. That should see Matty ahead quite comfortably into the first corner if he does fancy to move around there. Obviously Squidge was able to come back at him last time around, and here we go again. Matty and Squidge side by side into the braking zone. Slide contact. Matty goes a little bit wide, just catches that slide ever so nicely, and there goes SR Halo, maybe around the outside of Squidge. Both are going to have DRS on Matty for this next straight, and here goes Squidge once again. It's going to have to go the long way around of Matty Adam. Is he going to be able to do so? No, and Matty maintains the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix, and now IWATS well and truly involved in that battle as well. As for Tess, he's lost a position. I believe Ray has had a problem. He's down in P12. So he's lost out a little bit of time there at the moment. IWATS, the leader of the VAR team. The Campos, both cars inside the top 10, so have the AIXs, as here we go. Iwat's just fancying something down the inside of SSR Halo, and he's going to make that work. And that is a hell of a move from Iwat's there to take P3 away. And now if he can run, as we've had our first little braking contact, I believe that was Mr. Wilco, running into the back of Halo, yellow flags, and Halo has had his race momentum completely interrupted, and that could be the end of Halo's chance at a podium this race. It'll be mighty frustrating. Mr. Wilco will be under investigation. As then we have the ART of a 33 BT going slowly around the final corner as well. It's down to P16. It's going to be like this for the first couple of laps, first couple of races, maybe a lot of learning to do. The Rodin of Djokovic going along nicely. P5 at the moment with Mr. Wilco under investigation there, as I previously mentioned as well. Noah going along in the Invicta in P6, but he's not really able to make a move on Djokovic for time being. Doesn't have to look behind him, however, at the moment, because Tiger Octave 1.1 second behind, and that gap is only going to get bigger as we get into the DRS sections. Matty now just about to pull away from Squidge, but not quite, I believe, going across the detection zone coming up. Matty needs a very, very good exit coming out of here. He might just have gotten it. He has gotten it. Squidge, I don't think, was able to nab the DRS from Matty there. That will leave him vulnerable to Iwatts. In the VAR coming up behind him. It is a multiple-time race winner versus an NEF1 champion, Iwatts. Not close enough this time around. Matty on the brakes, not good at all. Iwatts on the brakes, runs into the back of Squidge, and these cars are tricky to slow down, let me tell you that. For anyone who hasn't driven them too much. Mr. Wilco's now involved in this as well. There's a lot of green on the grid at the moment. Just looking at the rear wing of Mr. Wilco with Djokovic behind him. As then we have the battle between Mackers and SSR Halo as well, that's currently ongoing. Everyone else is spread out a little bit. BT going into the pits then. And we have the strategy aspect of this race to keep in mind. Matty on the mediums, that is a now significantly better tire than that soft tire of Squidge. When is that switch going to be made? And will Halo just be able to recover a little bit, maybe with a perfectly timed pit stop? Expect to see Carson about lap 8 or 9. As BT's gone very, very early onto a set of soft tires, actually, and that's surprisingly early almost. Got 13 laps to do on this set of tires as Squidge 2017 comes into the pit lane then for his one and only pit stop this race. A couple of others follow him in, actually, so it's relatively early for the medium tires, but won't be a problem. Tess and Yeetmex, 10-second time penalties respectively for speeding in the pit lane. Gonna see a couple of those this season. If there goes Squidge out of the pit box, then medium tires are on, and now we're gonna see how effective the undercut is. Matty's gotta protect himself from it. It all depends on what kind of traffic Squidge comes out in. If he comes out in clear air, this could be a problem for the guys ahead. Wiggins coming around the final corner now in his MP. Is he going to clear Squidge? Yes, he is, just about. That is everything the Squidge didn't need round these first couple of corners, just to slow him down a little bit. However, cold tires for Squidge 2017 is going to take about a lap to heat up. Needs to be careful now as well as to not get tangled up in an incident in this very, very sensitive stage of the Grand Prix. Wigan doing him no favors at all either. He wants to get on with his race. He's actually running in semi-decent position at the moment, should there be a safety car. If not, then he's a bit compromised. As very, very close between Wigan and the de facto race leader at the moment, Squidge 2017. We'll wait and see what goes on, as those two cars look identical with a bit of sun glare on them. This should be Squidge straight past him with the aid of some DRS. Mackers and Ray coming in as well. Off the soft tires onto the mediums. Wildcat freezing time penalty for multiple track limit warnings. As for the first time going on board with a high-tech this season, is 1980s Wildcat, still on the soft tires, just opting to go that little bit longer, and that could be relatively helpful to the front runners if they start catching him quickly behind. Right now then, Matty's broken away 2.4 seconds on Iwat and Mr. Wilco. Djokovic just a second back, trying to stay within the RS range to defend from Noah and the Invicta as well. The Rodin of, the Campos of Tiger Octave, not too far behind, but no DRS is handed out for being 1.1 seconds back. As Yeatmix then very much on the back of Ray here on lap 10 out of 20, so we're halfway through this Grand Prix. It's going relatively quickly by, no interruptions of safety car as of yet. As Wildcat then gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, the same penalty that both Yeatmix and Tess is already carrying, and that in this race you would imagine is basically a death sentence. So Wildcat then, new set of medium tires going on. You gotta be a bit careful as to when you time the pit exit here. You'll get stuck for an extra second. There goes Yeatmix down inside of Ray. You can just see it on your screen there. Goes a little bit too deep though. Ray might just be able to get a run on him coming round turn 3 with the DRS to attack Yeatmix once again, and this is turning into a little bit of a scrap. I believe Ray might just come out ahead. It's not a massive speed advantage though, even with the DRS. Ray just holds on to that position. Yeatmix has to surrender it for the time being, and that's the type of racing that we want to see around here. It's hard to get a move to stick, but once you do, it'll be so satisfying. As here goes Mr. Wilco, around the outside of Iwatts. Now let's see. Struggles very much on the brakes there. Iwatts doing very well in these Formula 2 cars. He is quick around them. I've raced him a couple of times in these cars now. He is fast. DRS opens up then, and we expect Iwatts to be ahead into the braking zone and just being able to ease the pressure off just that little bit for an extra lap. Mr. Wilco has to, oh, that's a mighty run coming out of that corner, and Mr. Wilco straight up into P2, and Iwatts might just have to surrender that one. Still has a front wing in it, but backs out of it potentially. Nice side by side into the next couple of corners. Iwatts maintains P2 after a brilliant offense there into the second sector, throughout the entirety of the second sector basically. Been a little bit of a scrap on Iwatts. Beautiful racing between Iwatts and Mr. Wilco, and as Noah's try to capitalize on Djokovic, he's going to make that work around the outside a long way in the sweeping left-hander. Dibber wheels on the grass. Doesn't really work as Noah just loses the rear coming out of the final corner. Tiger Octave moves ahead, but I've got to be very careful if you're knowing how to not light up those rears in frustration. Coming back on these cars, there's a lot of torque. They have a lot of mechanical grip, but once you lose it, you proper lose it. Djokovic, 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Such an easy penalty to pick up with these cars, but it is so unnecessary. There we go, new soft tires for Djokovic then as he departs the pit lane knowing he needs to make up quite a bit of time. Where is Squidge in all of this? He is P8, 22 seconds something behind the lead. So Mr. Wilco and Iwatts, the battle was ongoing about a lap. Now just slow down a little bit, and I think Mr. Wilco's just going to have to follow Iwatts around to the next DRS zone. As I say that, Mr. Wilco might just have a go on the brakes, but no, not quite. These cars are absolutely dancing around as Iwatts goes defensive on Mr. Wilco. Every single corner, it's a scrap to keep that position, but it is a very spread out field at the moment. So then into the pit lane goes both Matty Adam, Iwatts, Mr. Wilco and Tiger Octave. Noah stays out on his medium tires, and is he going to try to do something a bit different? Maybe go to the end here and pit at the very last chance. We'll wait and see. How long does the pit stop take? Takes quite a while. As where is Matty Adam in all of this? It's coming out in the... where is Squidge in all of this, to be fair, as well? I believe Matty will have him covered by a relatively large amount, actually, in the end. Matty very much with the situation under control, and now Squidge needs to get his medium tires to work beautifully for him. Take about half a lap or a lap for Matty's soft tires to completely fire up. Squidge then tried the undercut, the long undercut, 5 laps, didn't quite work. You would imagine he got stuck in a little bit of traffic there as well as yellow flags. I believe is that an ART, maybe have to let people go. Could have been 1980s Wildcat with the blue flags in that high tech, needing to let people go at a very, very awkward part of the circuit. It's not obliged to be this nice letting people go, but it is obviously very much appreciated. Wildcat not having the best of Formula 2 debuts here. But this is interesting now then. Djokovic versus Squidge. Soft tires versus slightly worn medium tires that are going to do 6 more laps of this race. Obviously Djokovic with the 10-second time penalty, and what that is going to set him back. But we'll wait and see what goes on. And where's Halo recovered to? He's up to P5 at the moment, so he's actually had a decent race for the rest of it. And now he's involved in battle with Mr. Wilco again. Didn't go well last time. Djokovic freezing time penalty for track limit warning. So here we go then. Mr. Wilco and Halo once again. Wilco with the DRS, Halo can't do anything about it and has to slot into the position behind. As Djokovic then on Squidge is able to maintain a relatively nice gap to the AIX ahead. That's a hard team name to say. AIX. A33 BT was hoping for a better debut in his Formula 2 campaign as well. He is sitting down in P14 at the moment. Now only has the fastest lap point to go for, as I believe is that a VAR stuck on the inside of the circuit, and that is it wasn't Iwatts, it was Tess who's stuck on the infield, just having to wait for cars to go by before he can rejoin the circuit, and he's having an abysmal race. Is the reigning NEF1 champion Tess, who now all he needs to do is get this race out of his mind and refocus for Saudi Arabia coming up in a couple of minutes. Djokovic then not being able to do anything with that DRS. Tiger Octave on Halo, is he able to do anything? No, not quite. And overtaking around this circuit is difficult. Proving to be very, very difficult at the moment. So we might have a little battle brewing between Wigan and A33 BT. Orange versus blue, 2 of the NEF1 OGs as well, scrapping it out for position. As Yeatmex gets a freezing time penalty for track limit warnings. So those penalties very much are going to come into play as BT gets his braking all sorts of wrong there and collects the back of Wigan 71. And as said, those types of braking mistakes can be so easy to do, but they can cost so much. Noah Van coming out of the pit lane. Where is he going to come out? He's going to come out behind Iwatts. He's going to be overtaken by Max and Yeatmex coming up as well. Oh, sorry, that was Mackers, and I believe a lapped high-tech that would be 1980s Wildcat by crossover elimination. But where does Noah come out? Where has I lost him? There's that banana car in P9. With a brand new set of soft tires, he needs to get a move on though, if he wants to get anything more than a P9 out of this race. Mackers is ahead on medium tires, and that might be as far as he goes this Grand Prix. We've got Matty, Squidge and Djokovic at the moment. That'll turn to Mr. Wilco, and it might turn to Halo after post-race reviews. 13 seconds worth of time penalties for both Yitmex and Djokovic. That's it's harsh, but it is fair as well. Those 10-second time penalties for speeding in the pit lane, and Matty is right now on his way to take a relatively comfortable win here around Brazil with 4 laps to go. And in a series where he is expected to do well, he is expecting to do well, and with strategy developed very, very well for him. Going medium to soft, the alternate strategy that has worked probably the better of the two here, looking at where everyone is placed. I believe that might be the preferable strategy in terms of the rest of the season as well. Might turn into a little bit of a meta. We'll wait and see. Djokovic still putting pressure on the back of Squidge, wanting to just push on and try to get points out of this race. Moment could prove difficult. He's got Noah how far behind him. He's got Noah about 12 seconds behind him. Mac is about 10 seconds. 13 seconds worth of penalties, keep that in mind. So Halo van on the campus of Tiger Octaf. The campuses are doing well at the moment, Octaf and Mackers. Iwatts in that VAR disappeared a little bit throughout the pit window. Was running a very, very good race. Then something happened. His teammate, however, is running a race to forget down in P17. When was the last time we saw a test there? It's been a while, as Djokovic makes it past the AIX of Squidge. It won't matter in terms of track position, but the AIXs are running for a very, very good position in terms of championship hopes. Squidge and Mr. Wilco might be one to watch out for here, as Tiger Octaf now is very, very close to the back of Halo, but he can't make that move work. His Squidge has gone past Djokovic, who has gone off the circuit, and that is disastrous for the outcome of the Rodents races. Now down to P7, and that is most likely Djokovic out of points scoring positions here in Brazil, with 2.5 laps to go, just shy of just over 2 laps, sorry. So, and there must have been a little incident with Squidge as well, because it's let Mr. Wilco up in P2. Squidge now in P3, defending from Halo. This is for position now as well. And is there a tire offset? We'll wait and see. But here comes Halo quite rapidly around the outside, but loses it on the grass. He dips a wheel on it, loses all the traction that he had. And that is Halo out of podium scoring position. Now is Tiger Octaf on the soft tires. And this might be worse for Squidge, having a car on those softs. The question is, 6-lap-old soft tires. How much juice have they got left in them? He's got to defend for 2 more laps. Squidge here, his podium position. Neither of these drivers, as far as I'm aware, will be under investigation at the end of this race, which means Tiger Octaf has a chance to secure a podium finish here in his first time out in these F2 cars around Brazil. Iwatts up in P5 is a good result for him. For Djokovic, we'll wait and see what he can do with it. Luna might just recover up to the points here, depending on Yitmek's penalties. Kit might just finish just outside of him, unfortunately for him. Then there's a fastest lap point to take into account as well. That currently belongs to SSR Halo. As here we go, Tiger Octaf versus Squidge then for 1 more lap. Oh, as they make contact, both Tiger Octaf and Squidge 2017 along with Iwatts as well. That's a messy situation that I didn't quite get my head around either. Didn't quite see what happened here. Tiger Octaf ahead of Iwatts into the braking zone. Iwatts gonna stick it down the inside there for a first podium this season for what might turn into a P2 after the race. Mr. Wilco just Mr. Wilco still in P2. Iwatts just holds on Squidge 2017 now. He's gotten ahead of Tiger Octaf. but this might be to the end of the race. Mr. Wilco won't do anything to give iWatts any DRS down that main straight, but it is going to be Matty 98 who wins this first Formula 2 race in NEF1 history, and he wins it by 10 seconds. It's a brilliant drive for Matty Adam. It's a good drive for Mr. Wilco as well. iWatts might just be able to hang on to this first podium of the season, but it's Matty Adam who takes the championship lead in his Trident with a brilliant 25 points scored. Mr. Wilco comes home to finish P2 on the road, and iWatts is just going to hold off Squidge there for a P3 finish. Squidge comes home in P4, Tiger Octave in 5th, SSR Halo 6th in the end. He'll be disappointed with that result, but it's a very, very promising start to the season still for Halo in terms of pace. Mackers in 7th, the Invicta of Noah in 8th, Jokovic finishes inside the points in the end, along with Yeetmex. Even though that 10-second time penalty stands, still a points finish for him. On debut, Luna comes home just a second shy of the points. Kit, P12 for him, Wigan in 13th place, followed by BT Ray, a 1980s Wildcat who still got, Ray's got about half the lap left to do. But then that is the end to a promising first round of this Formula 2 season. So I say congratulations to Matty for his effort. It's been a very, very well executed race. Got into the lead and didn't look back. And the first win of the season goes to Trident, an AIX and a VAR on the podium. And that is a feel-good moment for iWatts as well, getting on the podium in his first race in these Formula 2 cars that are so different to drive. They suit his driving style very, very well. So are we going to see a potential championship challenge from iWatts? Wait and see. Keep in mind the AX of Wilk on the podium as well drove a very, very solid race. Obviously, there'll be some changes as to how we steward these races, so we'll see what the order is after every single round. But for the time being, Matty leads the championship from Mr. Wilco and iWatts. We are just going to go to a quick break before we get the next rendition of this season underway. That'll be Saudi Arabia, so we'll be back in a couple of minutes' time, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back with We'll be back in about a 5-minute span. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. So then everyone, we are here and we are back for the Saudi Arabian rendition of this weekend. Brazil ended up very, very promising indeed in terms of racing action. Now we're going to a circuit very, very nice and uptight to the walls. Very, very difficult to manage. As there we go, we are readying up for qualifying here around Saudi Arabia for what is going to be the most important qualifying of maybe the season at a circuit where track position could prove key. Overtaking will be possible, but everyone is going to be running very, very low downforce setups in order to make these cars work. Expect to see some shocks in qualifying here with track limits as well. A couple of people will go out early during the lap. So then, once again, very, very difficult to do any sort of qualifying on, but we'll wait and see what everything comes to. As we're on board with SSR Halo for the beginning of this session, switching over to Squidge 2017 here is currently leading through the first couple of corners. Djokovic in P2, followed by Noah and Tiger Octave. Djokovic, very, very good so far here in this qualifying session, going for a pole position or a high grid start. Mr. Wilco, Noah, Mac is Tiger Octave. Where is Matty in all of this? He is P14, the expert around Saudi Arabia, not having a good session at all, and he is not improving on that position. He's got about half the lap to climb up with, and now he has climbed up into P1. How on earth did he do that in just a couple of corner span? I will never ever know. How do you go from P14 to P2 in the gist of a straight? That car is speeding a straight line. I can promise you that. It's going to be very, very tricky to race against as well. Squidge versus Matty versus Djokovic is the battle for the time being. Tess is still suffering in these Formula 2 cars, down in P17. I don't know if he's still in contention here. Yes, he is. No one's invalidated so far. We're seeing a little bit of movement from 1980 Wildcat and a BT down in P11 and P12. Now, though, only one quarter to go, and Squidge 2017 is the car to beat coming into the final corner. Now we're going to have two consecutive poles for the Season 10 champion. I believe we are, unless Matty has something special on this straight. Squidge takes pole position by 0.3 of a second as well on Matty Adams. So it's a very, very good effort from Squidge to take a second consecutive pole in Saudi Arabia. Very well done to Squidge there. Matty Adam comes home P2. Djokovic finishes P3 in qualifying ahead of Noah Halo, Mr. Wilco, Iwatts, Marcus Ray, and 1980s Wildcat inside the top 10. I believe for the first time in qualifying for him in NEF1 as well. Octave just outside, followed by BT, Wigan, Downstyle, Luna, Yeetmex, and Tess finishes last with DSQ alongside Yeetmex as well. Wasn't able to get a competitive lap inside the track limits, and unfortunately that is the end of qualifying for them. That's the end of qualifying for everyone, but they will be starting towards the back here at Saudi Arabia. 14 laps is to be done in a couple of minutes. Everyone's going to be able to get their setups and strategies in order. So we'll just hold for a couple of minutes time before we get going here in Saudi Arabia. We will be right back with the last race of the night. 14 laps around this Jeddah Corniche circuit. As there we go, now everyone can ready up for the Grand Prix around the Jeddah Corny circuit with the Formula 2 cars. It's going to be a challenge for everyone. According to Matty Adam, he was in P2 and I said it was P14, which is interesting. We'll have to do a VAR check on that one. I'm sure we'll get to it straight after the race, because I'm 99% certain you was in fact in P14. Who is P14, unfortunately, says our Halo, according to himself at least. So that'll be a hell of a mountain to climb for him in order to get up to a podium position this race either. There he where is this? Our Halo starting in P5. So I'm just a bit confused at the moment, just ignore me, as the formation lap is underway here in Saudi Arabia. Race starting P9, 1980s Wildcat in P10. That's a lovely helmet for that high-tech as well, the bright pink, absolutely stunning. We haven't done a helmet check yet. Wigan is running a nice orange helmet, a couple of gold details there, complements the MP very, very well. Darren with the usual Swedish setup. We welcome Darren to the NEF2 season. Luna with a bit of a camouflage helmet, looks alright as well. Heatmex with a very, very bright helmet, if nothing else. Tess, helmet complements the car, and Kit is in the wrong car. He's selected an ART. Should be in the, what is it called? Should be in the Prima, so we'll ignore that for this race. That is one of two Primas, only one Prima racing here tonight. That is Kit W41, Lucas Hall not with us today. So, Squidgeton in the number 25 AIX ahead of Matty Adam once again. Djokovic starting in P3 in his Rodin, followed by the Invicta of Noah and the Dams of Halo. So I think I'm starting to get these names all right, hopefully. We'll see how wrong I am in the middle of this race when I completely confuse them. I start calling the Campos or Red Bull again, which I'm sure I've already done this stream at least once. So then, a little bit of racing around Saudi Arabia could never be bad, could it? We are set for a beautiful, beautiful race here. Squidge versus Matty on a circuit that Matty favors more than anything. These two have had a bit of controversy around this circuit not too long ago as well. Let's hope for a little bit more here today. Just to spice things up, Djokovic, is he going to be able to get that race win he's been dying for so long now as well? Wait and see as he parks up his Rodin in third place. Kit rounding off the rear of the field in P18 as we are set to go. Tess starting in P17. What can he do from there? Hasn't had a good event quite yet, but we'll wait and see. Can he recover in Saudi Arabia, or will it be Matty and Squidge well and truly involved in that title fight when we're done with this second race? Lights on, away we go, and Squidge gets a very, very good start once again. Matty not able to get alongside into the first corner, and that is going to be Squidge leading into the first corner as well. We got someone outbreak himself later back. Who was that? Was that Macker's involved with something potentially? He has dropped back many positions, so we go 4 wide into the corner. Ooh, that's 3 wide into the next braking zone. Won't go! And that could have ended it, or that did end in a disaster. Macker's Luna involved in that incident. That was always going to end up the way it was. Mack is down 7 positions, Wigan down 5, Luna down 2, and with broken front wings as well. It is straight into the pit lane for those affected. That was a stupid, stupid move, if I'm not mistaken, from Mack, is chucking it down the inside of that particular corner when he could absolutely see what was going to go down ahead of him. And once again, one of those incidents that will most likely be investigated after this session. But onwards and upwards then, the top 7 remain the same. In terms of strategy, everyone going for that medium tire. Apart from Wildcat starting on the super soft. So a couple of people doing something different, but the alternate strategy then is looking like it is the better of the two, and everyone is reflecting that immediately, only an hour into this season. Caution, yellow flags, and that is an ART of a 33BT. Got a problem through the S's leading onto the main straight and is still in contention but a BT not having the start to the event that he would have been hoping for at all. In the ART, needing to come in for a new front wing as well. Squidge leads the way then from Matty and Djokovic. It's them three, and then it's the second back to Noah 48 in the Invicta. Then we have SSR Halo in P5 in his dams as well. Mr. Wilco getting along nicely here as well. He's got a second 0.9 back to iWatts. This second won't favor his controller at all. We'll see how he gets along. Decent qualifying for him to finish in P7 in the end, but as for the Grand Prix, it might be a little bit trickier. Ray at the moment is trying to hunt him down, but they've got a tyre offset as well, so that could come into effect later on in this Grand Prix. Yeetmex has had a good start, up 6 positions as well in that MP Motorsport. No real action as of yet. Everyone just following each other around, waiting for DRS to come into effect. It has this lap. That's a bit untidy by Tiger Octave, and that might actually allow Yeetmex a little look down into the last corner. So DRS has been enabled here. It's a little bit of a toe, but it's not powerful enough. Tiger just got the DRS open. You would imagine by a fraction that it was still within DRS distance. It's not this time around though. And now then Yeetmex might be able to have a little go at Tiger Octave here. Closing speeds to highest the closer you get into the corner, and now we can see Yeetmex just starting to approach. He has to better tyre and just forcing Tiger off his line there a little bit, getting a bit uncomfortable this Tiger, but mainstaying the position. Yeetmex stays P10 for the time being, as Mr. Wilk, I believe, just got by. Was that a Star Halo? Yes, it was, and now free to chase after Noah 48, who is not able to match the pace of these three front runners. It's Squidge, Matty and Djokovic for the lead in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Ooh, so that's a little bit of a slide from Ray in the second Damscar, running P8 at the moment, just catching that nicely. That's absolutely crucial. A spin around here can set you back a lot of time, if anything, just because it's very, very hard to rejoin the track in safe manner. 1980s Wildcat then, just a little bit of a wall tap coming out of that very, very fast right-left. Does get a beautiful bit of DRS on Kit in the ART ahead. That should be a frame, as I've mentioned a couple of times now, so I'll probably stop mentioning it. And expect an overtake into the final corner, perhaps. As Wildcat approaching, rounds the outside of Kit into the braking zone. He's going to have that move done by the end of the turn, just understeers a little bit into the wall at the end of the corner, and that is the end of that little go. Might have another into the first corner. He doesn't try to tuck into the slipstream of Kit at all, and that does compromise him down this entire straight. Free wide maybe into the braking zone. The VAR of Tess just hangs back a little bit, but he does take Wildcat for a fool, does Tess, by taking a way better line through that complex. Mr. Noah now 3 seconds down on the front runners instead of 2 a lap ago. He's losing a second per lap here, is Noah, but all he needs to focus on is finishing in 4th here. As Tess on the back of Kit now then, with the DRS going into this next corner. Kit doesn't get a good exit. That's inviting Tess to maybe just pull a little bit of an overtake into the chicane that's upcoming. It's smarter to just wait a little bit and hang back. Yes, Tess very much does so. Into the final corner then is probably where he's going to try to bounce. I would imagine it's going to get quite a good run as well. If he's got a decent setup here, should be by relatively quickly. However, it doesn't gain too much. Running quite a high downforce setup, then probably is Tess, who goes round the outside of Kit into the braking zone on the last corner. It doesn't work, tries to switch back line, but it doesn't gain anything from it now. Has to tuck into the slipstream of Kit to try to force himself ahead, as Matty has forced himself ahead of Squidge 2017 for the lead of this Grand Prix into the first sector. Shame we missed that one. Nothing was going on in that battle for a couple of laps there, but now Matty, about a further way into this Grand Prix, has been able to snatch the lead of the Saudi Arabian Formula 2 Grand Prix with Squidge in P2, Djokovic everlasting P3. Noah 3.2 seconds behind, but he has shook off Mr. Wilco quite a significant amount, as Kid has been into the pit lane already. Went for a set of medium tires. It'll take him 9 laps into this Grand Prix to the end. So it feels like a quick race this, only 14 laps of running. It'll be interesting to see what happens within these next couple of laps. No major battles ongoing at the moment. As here we go, and the AX on the Trident. We're going to see this battle throughout the season, I have a feeling. Matty and Squidge. Luna freezing time penalty track limits. As Djokovic very much involved in that little battle as well. Squidge and Matt will know that. You can't get tangled up with each other too much, or Djokovic will be there to take advantage. Squidge then takes back lead of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix from Matty Adam on lap 6 out of 14 as we're nearing half race distance. As Mr. Wilco and Noah go side by side. I believe Mr. Wilco might have just missed his braking, but he looked aggressive down the inside into that corner, but I didn't see the braking face of it. Noah maintains P4, but 4.5 seconds behind. It is now just a battle for P4. As long as nothing major happens out front, Djokovic should have that top 3 locked down. Cywatts, 3 second time penalty, multiple track limit warnings. He's very much running a race by himself as well. So is Tiger Octave. He's running a race even more by himself. As Ray still carrying along Yeet Max. It feels like it's been that way for a majority of this event, to be fair. And they are scrapping that for the final points paying position. With that from Ray, he has been into the pit lane, so has everyone else outside the top 10. At least once. Darren's been in twice already. There you can see the time penalties for this race so far. It's Iwatts, Kit, and Luna with those time penalties. Added on. Everyone almost on mediums right now. Seemingly a significantly better race tires. Here comes Matty Adam on Squidge once again. And it's the first corner, the place where you want to go for an overtake. Maybe down the inside. On the brakes, very, very aggressive on the brakes from Matty. Goes a little bit wide, but he keeps that nice and tidy. Squidge can't do anything about it on exit as well, and Matty reclaims the lead of that race. Noah, Mr. Wilco, and Halo is turning into a battle now as well. Noah, who looked to have been just getting clear of Mr. Wilco and Halo, is now falling back within their grasp, but now this battle is going to be evolving over the next couple of laps, hopefully. Very, very bad first sector for Mr. Wilco. Could that be a massive setup difference, perhaps? Gaining quite a bit of time on the straights, Mr. Wilco. So I do believe Noah just has a significantly higher downforce setup. Which, credit to him, is keeping him away from striking distance from Mr. Wilco. now then, 7 attempts back. Let's see what Mr. Wilco can do on this straight, if there is in fact a top speed difference. Mr. Wilco's catching quite drastically. Noah not the fastest in the straight line, I think we can confirm that. Wilco not the best on the brakes, is saving Noah 48 at the moment. As Wilco is closing into the first corner, but not close enough. Squidge and Matty side by side, and is going to go all the way down into the next corner as well. Squidge down the inside of Matty Adam, forces him just a little bit wide. Matty just keeping it on the black stuff. That's good racing between the pair, but Squidge takes back the lead from Matty Adam. Djokovic right behind them, but he can't get close enough to get involved in that battle for P2 or P1. At the moment he's running along a very comfortable P3, and could Djokovic potentially maybe risk something strategy-wise? Go a little bit earlier, maybe try an undercut on Squidge or Matty Adam. When will the two cars ahead go into the pits themselves? Ooh, a little bit of a moment there on the curve for Djokovic, managing to hold on nicely though. As here goes Mr. Wilco again then, with DRS slightly closer than it was last time out. Problematic for Noah, that could be into the final corner a bit later on. He's able to carry so much speed through these fast corners now. It's very, very tricky for Mr. Wilco and Halo to keep with him through those stages. And with that, he's just able to survive every single straight. If he loses a bit more time, then he'll be in trouble. Matty Adam pulls the trigger then on the pit stops, trying to undercut Squidge this time. It was the other way around last time out. And obviously split strategies between the two, if I'm not mistaken. Now Djokovic is running that P2. Where is Matty going to come out is going to dictate the fate of his race. He's going to come out in maybe a heap of fresh air, maybe behind Tess, which is not going to be ideal for Matty. But Tess hasn't made his pit stop yet. But yeah, Matty comes out behind Tess, and that could be advantage both Djokovic and Squidge, who are significantly faster. Squidge will be getting a move on this lap now, and Tess is absolutely not going to go give Matty any favours, let me tell you that. Two championship rivals from the last seasons, Tess and Matty Adam side by side. Yellow flags through sector 1 as Matty goes very, very deep to beat Tess out on the brakes, but he does do so. We have a virtual safety car which takes the pit opportunity away, I believe, from Squidge and Djokovic. I don't believe it'll count as them having served the mandatory pit stop. Don't quote me on that regulation, but I believe that is the case. As Squidge comes into the pit lane, as we just go green, Djokovic now is staying out. Wing gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car. But Squidge just chucking it in when the green flags came. So does Mr. Wilco. It'll be a double stack for the AIXS in Formula 2. Not ideal, and Wilco lose time as a result. Tiger Octave 10-second time penalty. It's a relatively good double stack, but it does cost Wilco quite a fair few seconds. That cost him a lot of seconds, and this is bad for Mr. Wilco, who's now dropping positions like a fly. Horrible call there for Mr. Wilco to come in on the same lap as Squidge, and now the rest of the league has learned not to ever double stack these cars. Let me tell you that, as Mr. Wilco drops behind Iwat with that double stack, now has a bit of a job to do. Djokovic and Tess yet to pit. So Djokovic's hope now is probably that Matty and Squidge is going to get tangled up in a battle. Maybe just drop a little bit of time. But Djokovic is going to be very, very wary of Noah coming up from behind as well now. Matty and Squidge then almost running into each other in the chicane, or almost running within each other in the chicane. Djokovic has come into the pit lane now, and it'll be very, very interesting to see where he comes out. It's a pit stop that feels like an eternity, I'm sure, for Djokovic. Squidge and Matty making their way down the pit straight now. Is Djokovic going to be involved in a conversation on the exit? He can straight line turn 1, keep that in mind. Will just come out behind these two squabbling, Matty and Squidge. For position then. Matty just taking the position from Squidge there. P1 for Matty Adam. 2 races in a row potentially. Djokovic has hung on to that position ahead of Noah by 2.3 seconds. So it's a good pit stop there for Djokovic, who now might just be able to try to take advantage of Squidge just making a little mistake running wide. It's all for P2 if he does this. Matty will be running away with this if DRS drops. So it's a bit of a strategic racing at the moment from both Squidge and Djokovic, trying to keep themselves in contention for the win as well here. It's 18 versus 15 points. It's 25 for the race win. For the fastest lap, that belongs to Noah for the time being. There's what is going on further down the field. We haven't looked too much at that at the moment. It's quite a lot of penalties being dished out. Tiger Octave in the Campos is trying to hunt down Mr. Wilco, who had that awful pit stop. Set him back a couple of seconds. He would have been up there probably fighting Noah and Halo still. But as for Noah, this worked out the best way that it possibly could. As now then, we have 3 laps to go. As here comes Squidge on Matty Adam down the inside into the first corner. He's just not quite bold enough to go for it. And Matty holds on. Djokovic just hangs back at the moment. Can't get within fighting distance of the 2 cars ahead. It's been that way for the entire race, and that'll be frustrating for Djokovic. Meanwhile, he's still on the way to his podium. His first podium of this Formula 2 season. As Tiger Octave has left this session, we'll work on getting back ASAP. There we go, so hopefully he can make something of that invite. Yeetmex will be looking to capitalize, and so will Mr. Wilco, just trying to pull away as much as he can with that. Wildcat gets a free second time penalty for track limit warnings. What's going on out front with 2 laps to go now? Matty and Squidge needs to be careful as to how they approach racing, because Djokovic is right behind them. Squidge is approaching into the final corner, not going to make a move. As Halo now with the fastest lap of this race. Here we go then, 2/10 of second separate Matty Adam from Squidge. As Squidge moves into P1, Djokovic just runs out of straight to try to take Matty as well. Might have been able to do anything on the brakes, but doesn't quite opt for it. Squidge and Matty now. 1 more lap to decide a winner between these two. Not a lot is talking in Djokovic's favour at the moment, apart from an incident which has happened at these very corners between these two previously. Squidge and Matty, I'm thinking back to, I believe it was season 9, wasn't it? Season 9 or season 10. But we had a little bit of controversy, let's just say that. as Tess then might be on his way to his first points this season with a little bit of help from penalties. We'll wait and see how everything plays out. Tiger Octave with a 10-second and Mackers with a 3-second will do a little bit in terms of these race results. But now then, one more lap to go. Djokovic is actually pushing Matty around the circuit at the moment, more than Matty's pushing Squidge. So then, does Djokovic have something special in his tank this last lap? Is he maybe just that bit quicker in the straight than Matty? Is he is gaining on him? Is Djokovic? Is he going to try something? No, Matty tries it around the outside of Squidge into the final corner. Doesn't work. Djokovic gets a very, very good launch. And now then, he's going to be able to strike on the last lap. Is Djokovic going to be a contender for the race win here? He gets them both. Squidge falls back a significant amount. What has happened to Squidge 2017? Where I don't know. He's been disqualified from this race. And the controversy, failure to use required tyre compounds for the pair of them. SSR Halo, Luna, SSR Halo, Squidge and Mr. Wilco all disqualified, probably for coming into the pit lane at the same time when the virtual safety car was coming out. It's a breach of regulation. Djokovic picks up a 3-second time penalty, completely unnecessary. The situation with the drama in Saudi Arabia is ongoing. What is happening? Djokovic had the win in his grasp. He has not won an NEF1 Grand Prix for such a long time. Now Matty will claim it on penalties. Unforced error from Djokovic. We'll see Matty Adam come home to finish this race in first. Squidge, Mr. Wilco, Mackers and Halo all disqualified, which will also be looked at, but it is not something we can really do anything about. Kit receives a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit warnings, and this is going to shake up the race results. Let me tell you that. It is heartbreak for Djokovic for what was such a good penultimate lap, but in the end it doesn't matter. Djokovic will come home P1 on the road, but in the end Matty Adam wins his second race in a row, and with this result as well, Jesus, the advantage he'll have in the Drivers' Championship. Djokovic P2 on the road, P1 on the road, P2 on the timing sheets. Noah with his first podium in Formula 2. Ray finishes in 4th place, followed by Iwat in 5th. Tiger Octave finishes in 6th place on the road. Will he get ahead of Mr. XS Yeatmex? I believe the gap will just be enough for Octave to stay P6. Wildcat comes home to finish inside the points in P9. His best race result in NEF1 to date. And Kit, will he keep those points? Yes, he will, to score his first point of the NEF1 season for Prima, not Art. ABT just missing out there on the points in P11. As a miscalculation of what the regulations is has cost Halo, it has cost Mackers, it has cost Squidge, and it's cost Wilco a lot. Luna DNFing from this race. I didn't even notice when that happened, but we have some controversy to rear out, I'm sure, after this race. Jesus! But Matty makes it a possible 2:42. The fastest lap of this Grand Prix went to none other than... who will be on the road? Probably Noah with the fastest lap at the end of this race. But we'll wait and see. Matty Adam gets a bit lucky there with the win. That really, Djokovic was absolutely brilliant on that penultimate lap to come through the way he did. But it's a bit of a weird race ending to finish off the first day out of 6 with this NEF2 season. We've got a bit of work to do, ladies and gentlemen, but it has some promise, this championship. We shall wait and see what happens a bit further on. But right now we know that Matty is looking incredibly strong with these cars. Djokovic rejuvenated as well. P1 on the road for the first time in a long time. What will be going on in weeks to come? We'll wait and see. Next week out, on April 27th, we are going to a US doubleheader for both Miami and Las Vegas. You do not want to miss out on that one. Matty Adam makes it a possible 2 for 2 so far. Djokovic, 18 points for him in his Rodin. It's a good start to the season for him as well, with no MP3 and Ray 4th place. Iwatts, another P5, makes it a good start to the season for himself. Yeatmex, a P7 as well, 6 points on the board, with the pole position points going to Squish, so that's 4 points in the bank for himself. So then, that'll be the end of this race and all that it has brought with it. We'll be back next week out for more NEF1 action with these Formula 2 cars around Miami and the streets of Las Vegas. You do not want to miss out on that one. NEF will be back in a week's time. Shall wait and see what kind of action we get then. Thank you so much for watching NEF2 this night. We will see you again next week. Until then, stay safe everyone. Have a good one and goodbye.